Hi folks, Nathaniel here at Chicago Music Exchange. I'm joined by Daniel Albert. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Now, we've got some cool guitars that you're going to tell me all about.
We certainly do. So these are going to be D'Ambrosio guitars, and these are handmade in California, and they are actually a part of the Eastman brand.
Okay.
So kind of out of left field, but they actually do have a facility in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And it's up until now really just been used for prototyping the guitars that would then be made in Beijing.
Okay.
So you are getting a lot of American design guitars that are then being made in their own factory to their own specifications.
Yeah.
No other middlemen or anything involved.
That's cool. Yeah.
It is very cool. And that's, I mean, if you haven't picked up an Eastman guitar, like a Chinese made one, they are really wonderful. Like it's kind of shocking how great they are. Eastman has a beautiful facility in Beijing. And as opposed to a lot of other brands that are made overseas that are just basically a production company that's putting names, all sorts of different names on headstocks. Eastman actually owns their facility. They operate their own facility, and that's a lot of times why their guitars are a cut above. So what this is them getting into utilizing that Los Angeles facility to actually make solid body electric guitars. So these are actually the brainchild of Otto D'Ambrosio, who is a person who's actually done a lot in the archtop category. So what he's basically been trying to do is bring a lot of that expertise from the high-end archtop market and translate that into a solid body electric. So we actually have 3 different models. We have a single cut, which is this guy here. We have a double cut, this guy here, and then we have an offset. And they're all offset bodies, so it's a little bit confusing. But you can kind of tell by the some of the historic
appointments that
you would expect another offset guitar to have. Similarly, you have a single cut, which generally has an arrangement of a very popular single cut guitar. And you also have a double cut, which, I mean, I don't know what that looks like, but it's very reminiscent of a certain historic guitar. I mean, one of the things I'm so pumped about with these guitars is that all of the parts, all of the components, all of the wood is just top tier. For instance, you have a swamp ash body there, and swamp ash is one of those things that people don't really seem to understand how hard it is to get that now. And especially to get lightweight swamp ash. And these, I mean, all 3 of these guitars are incredibly lightweight. And just to be able to use wood like that when it's in such short supply is really, really special. And similarly, on the more textured guitars that we have here, this is actually a roasted phoenix pine. And what phoenix pine refers to is actually pine that was in a wildfire. So a lot of the moisture has already been brought out of the wood because of that.
Oh, okay.
And due to that nature, it's already naturally tempered. It's already very light. The pine bodies are sandblasted to give it more texture as well as just kind of firm everything up. Yeah. So really, really special wood selection. We also have hard rock maple here and Madagascar rosewood fingerboards, which is also is a protected wood. So this has actually been legally obtained, whereas you might have to question that with some other makers.
Fair enough.
So, and then we also have Lollar pickups. Definitely one of the titans of the pickup industry. Yeah. So on the offset here, we actually have the bridge and vibrato from a company called Halon. Okay. I actually haven't seen this before. My exposure to offset bridges and trims is basically Mastery and Descendant. Yeah. And this is really, really solid. I really, really like this. You got your brass saddles on there. The strings actually anchor into brass as well, which is gonna have a little bit more warmth than an actual like plated steel or something like that.
I'd like that, yeah.
Goto tuners up here. Just all around a really, really high-end guitar that really comes together, and the sum of its parts is something that's really, really well done when you factor in Otto's expertise.
Yeah, I mean, I do love the addition of that particular pickup as well.
Yeah, and I feel like with the with this guy here, you can really kind of roll off the high, get some jazz tones out of the Charlie Christian, which is what it was for. Exactly. So there you go. One of the things that is just really remarkable about this is actually the neck joint. The neck actually joins in this same curvature. There's actually a curved pocket in the neck as well.
Oh yeah.
And this is still a long tenon neck. The neck actually goes essentially under the neck pickup there. So there's a ton of contact, whereas on a typical guitar, you're either not gonna have a rounded pocket here, so you're kind of squaring things off and just kind of getting rid of some of the potential of the wood to actually vibrate. So this is a really, really impressive neck joint to me. And you can see here it joins with just 2 bolts. And I mean, you can tell from having played all 3 of these, the amount of resonance that you get out of here is just wonderful. Yes. In the footage from the factory, you can actually see them talking about the fuller tone neck joint. Yeah. And actually, Otto does this interesting thing where without anything else on the guitar, he puts the neck into the body, and without bolting it or anything, he's able to lift the body up just by the neck, which, I mean, if that's not a good neck joint, I don't think I've seen one.
I was going to say, I'd be a bit nervous trying that.
I mean, he wasn't. So
he knows what he's doing, obviously.
Yeah. Well, so really, really great fit here. And I think it's worth mentioning for the internet that so much of your guitar depends on the neck joint. It's something, some people are like, oh, you got to have a thick headstock to get a lot of sustain, which is true. But way more of how lively and resonant a guitar is comes out of the way that the neck pocket is actually fit.
Of course.
This is a guitar that is really a true boutique experience. You have one guy that's involved with every single instrument. They're only able to make about 200 of these. They have they have enough Phoenix pine for 100 bodies, and they have enough swamp ash for 100 bodies. What happens from here, we don't really know yet. It's kind of time will tell.
Get them while you can.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm super glad that we were able to kind of get in with the launch on these. It's something that, I mean, you see all the guitars we have around here. We try to notice the cool trends before they happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, and these are just remarkable. I'm very excited that they're here.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was excited to play them. They're all wonderful guitars. Play great. I can't fault any of them.
So your serial number is number 2. We got 2024, number 2.
Oh, wow.
This is number 3. This one was made in 2023, or at least this serial number plate was. And then this guy's number 7.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, these are, getting in at a single digit is kind of a special thing as well.
Yeah.
Some people just want to play them, but it's kind of cool to...
to have that added little bonus thing. That is cool.
Yeah. And actually, so this guy is serial number 1. And this is obviously one of the offsets that Drew failed to produce until just now.
Yeah.
He was tucking it away for himself.
Yeah. You snake.
So we can actually configure these in a handful of ways. Obviously, there are more colors, more pickup configurations. We got our gold foils on this guy. We got our staple P90 in the neck of that one, and then Rego P90 in the bridge. But yeah, lots of different options that we can do, and we'll be going crazy building out whatever people are looking for.
I like that, how you can kind of customize that. I like that a lot. That's cool.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for showing me these guitars. A lot of fun playing them. Very impressive, I've got to say, the attention to detail.
Yeah, and big thank you to Otto for having us out to the shop. I really, really appreciate that, and we're so excited to be the launch partner on these. We're actually going to, after this video, we're going to have some actual footage from the shop, just some of the happenings that were going on there.
Exactly.
So if you're interested in these guitars, definitely stick around after the video. I don't know why I'm telling you, but
why not? I might stick around.
We might all stick around.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, these guitars aren't going to last long at all. So get on them as quick as you can. Call the shop, go on the website, whatever way you can, and we'll see you next time.
to refer to it as like putting the eraser on a pencil tip, you know, or the end. I mean, both of these things have existed for a really long time, but I mean, as far as my knowledge goes, no one has actually ever done it before. Where you have, you know, a long tenon, which is submerged underneath the neck pickup of the guitar. So there is your long tenon, which is placed into the guitar body and then bolted down like a normal, you know, normal bolt-on 4-bolt neck.
Yeah.
But so there is the cavity where it's elongated, about twice as long, where the tenon actually is recessed underneath the neck pickup. So you're able to fit this neck. You know, we leave them a little bit on the thicker side just so we were able to fit them better. And then everything is cut very accurately.
Of course. I can tell by how
I mean,
unbelievably that just fit.
You're able to.
The body and this neck have never been together until this moment.
And then of course it's secured by your back plate, which is 2 bolts, because that's all you really need. And everything on the neck is made to be. So yeah, just our little 2-bolt system, and fits like a glove. And we're able to do that with, you know, some really high-tech machines and a lot of hand fitting and
Yeah. Where did this, you know, based on a lot of tradition, but when and how did you actually get to this point of coming up with that connection that in that exact way is definitely never happened?
When did the outlet should be hit?
Yeah. Like that scene in Back to the Future when he falls off the toilet and he has the idea for the flux capacitor. What was it?
I mean, so yeah, you take away parts. So I generally like to take away parts of an instrument and reduce it down to like, okay, well, how do you get back to it being an instrument? So in this case, I remove the neck portion. So if you have this shaft here, how would you connect this shaft to this body? And it started from a whole different techie world.
Okay.
But it was how to secure this neck into the body. And different art shop builders especially drive themselves crazy doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's either a few joints, and either it's a dovetail, or it's a tenon, or it's some combination of those two together. I wanted it to be a mechanical joint, so we went with T-bolts and machine screws. And then after that, it was just making it have enough surface area where it's a really strong,
Good. A lot of contact, a lot of strength, a lot of the resonance passing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Underneath the neck pickup, I think counts for a lot too. So you've got much strength down the center portion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you look at this, it turns into the body, right?
Yeah.
It's just it goes in, and then suddenly this is one piece of machine,
Right. Yeah.
instead of
And of course, it looks pretty fine too, because you have all of these curves in the
I
back,
love-
the back of the neck. And
It's such a beautiful.
Yeah.
Honestly, as soon as I saw it, I just said it's such a gorgeous combination of the pieces, like a perfect sort of industrial touch on it. Yeah, just a lot of that stuff when I see things around. You know, the guitar sometimes it's a tool that people are just using. It doesn't always have to be so. Sometimes it's very utilitarian.
Right.
And this is definitely both. But it's just such a gorgeous joint.
it is a fuller tone because the neck, the long tenon, the way it's constructed, it gives you more tone, more sustain, and more stability. It's not like just a marketing phrase, but it's the actual truth.
Yeah, it's scientifically supported.
Yeah.
It feels like it. I mean, as soon as you play, when you guys had me out here, 3-4 weeks ago, and it was just like the first couple prototypes coming off the line. I didn't want to plug it in for about the first hour and a half because it did everything I wanted to do acoustically.
Yeah.
So simple. Make more contact.
It's simple. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, right. This is, by the way, this is a sandblaster. So you have this. It's like severely exfoliating. Yeah. So this is just a roasted pine, Phoenix pine body, and then Otto does the magic, putting it in the machine and sandblast it, and then what comes out is that that the texture that really brings forward the quality of the wood, as if it's like a 100-year-old table or something. It really, and it takes it away from being a relic or a guitar that has been played for many years, but at the same time, it feels like something old that is actually new.
Yeah, there's I think a really good movement right now of we want portions of what the aging process gave us, but there's a lot more people saying, I'd like to beat it up myself.
Yeah.
But maybe let's not finish it so much, or maybe let's keep it thin, or maybe let's really let the wood talk. And the sandblasting approach with that pine, and the story behind the pine too adds a little bit of fun flair. But
it's a really it's like from devastation comes beauty, because from that devastating Oregon fire in 2020.
Yes.
Now that's why they call it the Phoenix pine, because it's rising from the ashes. It turns into these beautiful instruments. And then with the swamp ash, we are not sandblasting that because it's so rare.
Correct.
Yeah. Especially the fact. So this is the pristine one. So what you see here on the offset 63, that has like the really pristine, lightweight. Because this guitar is just really, really light.
Yeah.
Especially with the brass.
It just feels so premium. Ash is super light. It's absolutely gorgeous, and this kind of ash almost doesn't really exist right now.
Yeah, it's been devastated.
Most people that I go to just tell us they don't have ash.
Yeah,
that's most shops right now.
And I also, for this range, for that we are just a D'Ambrosio series for 2024. There's 100 ash bodies that we can do, and the Phoenix pine, yes, we can get after that, but I don't think.
You don't know when you're.
No, exactly. So this might be the last 100 small patch that we will be able to get, which makes it even more unique, I think. So we looked at the headstock is different. The logo is different from the regular Eastman logo.
Right.
And we wanted it to have that vibe of an F-style guitar, but still Eastman. So we added the black epoxy, but it's just a pearl inlaid logo in the headstock, and that is something that I think really, when you mentioned the fact that it's like it has this like boutique quality, that's also something so like instead of
is boutique quality.
Yeah, it is.
It's not. This is boutique. I mean, the way you're making it, unquestionably, is boutique. As of right now, like all the pickups you're using, all the different styles, it's all Jason Lollar, made in Washington.
Yeah, we just have this thing with Jason that he's been one of the kindest and friendliest and loveliest people. I always call him the Dumbledore pickup, the Dumbledore of sound, because I once made the mistake of trying to explain to him what I wanted to hear from a pickup by using technical things, and I got like a phone loop back on an email, like many pages explaining that I had no clue what I was talking about. I should leave that to him. I just had to tell him what I would like to hear.
It's a holistic approach.
Yeah, he understands that. If I say I'd like that, but I want air in the sound, then he knows what I want, and then he does it.
It's not just 100 wines.
No, exactly.
That's that. Because there's so many variables to get to the destination. You can go different ways.
And it's also, I mean, the amount of choice that they have is just unbelievable, right? I mean, it really is just slowly sculpting, step by step. And the one thing that just gives us sleepless night, that there's only going to be 200. That is, going into NAMM, there's going to be so many people that we have to disappoint.
Yeah, and you said maybe only 100 this year.
No, I think the first one, we're going to start with the first 100.
Okay.
And they're going to be built like in the first 6 months of this year.
Okay.
And then we're going to go on we've got 200 planned. And
yes, yeah.
We got the silver.
Yeah.
because the pine, it's a little like sandblasted Colorado. So you feel the that's the feel.
Are they routed differently depending on the pickups, or is it open route?
Open route,
universal. Okay. Because I know that I love. Now this is the offset.
Yeah.
Or on the DC, I love that ocean turquoise.
Yeah. It's just going to be so. It's again CME, and then it's the butterscotch.
Yeah.
But butterscotch, it will be.
It was that sort of that was that blackguard with the standard like T-style configuration.
Yeah.
That's the one, and it's the figured maple board and neck.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Not the Madagascar.
54. So this is going to be 54 vintage blonde, and it's 64. There you go. No,
I say vintage blonde.
This is all of us. We're just this is a learning curve.